Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be playing against Earl Meister on Purple Steel, and I'm going to be playing a red purple. Here's my deck list. I know a lot of you guys have requested red purple on the Versus series, but I thought I'd build what I think is the best version of red purple and demo it. There's some synergies that I don't think other people have explored, and I wanted to put them into a shell that I thought was good. So looking at the deck, I have cut 2 cost uninkable Sisu for Christopher Robin and Beast. Basically, I wanted to lower the amount of uninkables because I thought that this deck loses on the spot if it is unable to play Demona on 6. So inkable count was really important, and I kind of wanted to keep it below 10, so I got it down to 8. So we got Palace Guard, Royal Guard, we got Christopher Robin, and we got Beast. Why do we have Beast? Because we believe in the library. So we're playing 4 libraries. So 3 Beast, 4 Lumiere, 4 Cheshire Cat, 4 Sisu, 4 Dumbo, 4 Genie, 4 Elsa, 3 Hades, 4 Headless Horseman, and 4 Demona. And then moving on to, some of the cards that can bring you back into a game. They never come back. And next stop, Olympus, which I think is one of the best cards with Demona / Headless Horseman and Lumiere and all that stuff. So you can kind of go crazy with that, especially when you're going through Demona Wars. Next Stop Olympus can flip a matchup. Super sick. So yeah, essentially the thought process behind the deck is red purple that's not greedy, not playing Hercules and all of the greedy cards. I just wanted to play a pretty stock version of it that could compete against purple steel. And I feel like Beast gives you the ability to punish someone for turning sideways to deal with the library. So you can take out like Calhoun's. If you have Lumiere, you can take out Cheshire Cats, etc. And since the Beast always moves to the library, it ends up being in a pretty great spot. So we'll see you guys in the games. Welcome back to another video. I am playing Ruby Amethyst against Earl Meister, who's playing Purple Steel. If you want to check out his perspective, go to his YouTube channel and you can check it out. So we're going to be mulliganing. And I think I lost the die roll, the coin flip. So I will be mulliganing next. I'll probably get rid of 1, 2. I think I'll get rid of everything except for Palace Guard and a Beast. Just because I want to stick to the curve. Okay. Allmeister sent back 4 cards. We're going to get rid of these 4 just so I have a curve, Palace Guard, and the Beast. But basically we need to find our 3-drop. Found a 3-drop. Found a better 1-drop. Looking pretty good. So Earl's going first. They go Mulan. So Earl's thinking about what to discard with this Mulan. I think I will. I have to make some decisions. I think I get rid of the first Beast. Play the Christopher Robin and pass. Just in case I need to go like play a 2-drop, play a 1-drop. I think it puts me in a better position that way. Play Christopher Robin. That's cool. I drew an Elsa. So I definitely want to play Lumiere this turn. And I have to think about what I want to get rid of. I think I get rid of the Palace card now. Play the Lumiere. If I quest here, they can trade the Mulan and the Christopher Robin in, which means my Lumiere can take out the Christopher Robin. I think that ends up being a win for me. So I'm glad that I got in 2 right there. And then they could swing Mulan and Christopher Robin in. And then I could use the Lumiere to take out the Christopher Robin, and I'm happy with all that. He's thinking about it. Did not do it. We're in an interesting position because it looks like next turn I may not have anything to do. So I think I'm going to get rid of this Palace card. I'll play the Sisu. And like thinking about this turn, the reason why we can't turn Christopher Robin here is because the Cheshire Cat could take out the Christopher Robin. And since it has +1 power, they can move 2 damage over to the Lumiere. Puts us in a bad spot. So yeah, we'll just pass. This is a part where it starts to get very scary for red purple because they have access to strength and we don't have access to strength, which feels really bad. So if they play Genie here and then strength my Sisu, we're kind of in a dangerous position. So in this spot, since we were on the draw, we can't slam our 5-drop. So we're going to just ink a beast. And I think we're going to play another Lumiere and pass. It's possible that we could have quested with the Sisu, but I'm not interested in trading a Mulan and something else into my Sisu, and then all of a sudden I'm in a bad spot. Might have been correct to gain the lore there. Definitely a little tricky. All right. I think whatever they end up picking, I'm gonna put it on the bottom. I don't think I played anything that is that great, to be honest. And hopefully they quest a bunch now. We definitely can't let them draw because they hit the strength. We're in a terrible, terrible spot. Oof. So our hope here is the Cheshire Cat swings. The Cheshire Cat did not swing. If their last card is Demona, we certainly just lose. But I honestly don't see a way that this gets better for us. Ink. Play we hit the genie. Which means we use the Christopher Robin to take out the Christopher Robin. But if we do that, then the Cheshire Cat can then take out our Christopher Robin, move the 2 damage over to the Headless Horseman. But if we don't get these characters off the board, we're in a lot of trouble. Basically, what we could hope that next turn doesn't have a bunch of stuff that happens, and then we just play the Demona. I think we have to pass. Basically, our next turn has to be that they don't play Demona. If Earl doesn't play Demona next turn, then we can slam our Demona. I have to let them draw 2. Reason why we have to let them draw 2 is because I'm planning on playing Demona, and I need this Horseman to survive in order to boost some of my characters when I play the Demona. So basically, I'll use the Horseman to take out the Christopher Robin, and then I'll use the Christopher Robin to take out the Mulan. Oh, they hit strength, so that puts me in a really bad position. Just really hoping for them not to hit strength. So them hitting strength in that position was the worst thing that could have happened. So if I play the Elsa, hit the Cheshire Cat, I can then use the Elsa to hit the Cheshire Cat with so Christopher Robin hits the Mulan. This hits this. Or I let this go up to 3. I just have to get that off the board, so we'll play. We'll hit. And I think I use this to take out this. And then these 2 to take out this. That doesn't even feel good. But if I don't take out the Cheshire Cat, I'm in a lot of trouble. So and pass. This is not a good position for myself. But whatever Hades takes out the Christopher Robin, I can then play Headless Horseman to hit the Christopher Robin to boost the Elsa. Okay, so they played Demona, which is the worst nightmare. They've played double strength. I mean, what are we to do? I mean, this is the worst case scenario for sure. So let's say I go ink. That seems terrible. So let's say I play Headless Horseman, eat this, ink this, pass. Demona next turn, or ink this, play Demona, get this thing exerted, and then I can just keep it exerted. That's got to be the play. And pass. So now I can play the Headless Horseman to hit the Christopher Robin, which will make this stronger, which will allow me to take out the Demona. That's rough. This is a terrible matchup, it feels. I have a couple of options here. It feels like all of the options are bad. That's for sure. That's what I definitely feel for sure. Is every option feels bad. So if I play this Demona here after inking, keeps the Demona exerted. Let's say I go, they never come back. Here and here, they're still going up to 16, and I haven't made the board any better. Sure, I think this is a Hail Mary situation. We'll play this. As much as I don't want to get rid of this Demona, I think I have to play this and pass. Basically, what I'm thinking is like if I can hit a character with the Headless Horseman, then these guys can become big enough to maybe deal with some of their stuff on the board. They start off with Genie, which is not good. So Cheshire Cat, interesting draw. So let's say we end up playing the Headless Horseman. We would pick the Genie. So we would pick the Genie, and then the Demona would take out Demona. The Lumiere would take out the Calhoun, and the Christopher Robin would take out. The Christopher Robin would take out Christopher Robin. And then they still go to 20. All right, lost the first one, on to the second one. Go first. All right, so I have a 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop. I don't have a 4-drop. So that is what I'm looking for. So mulligan 4. We need a 4-drop. I like our 3-drop. Basically, we're going to play the Royal Guard. We'll have access to the library pretty early. We also have the Beast to protect the library, which I feel great about. So let's get started. What is the first card that we're going to ink? That is the number one question. Very difficult in this spot. I think we let this Beast go. I think we're too far away from it being good. So that's a pretty good draw. I think that I definitely... I think the library is absolutely fantastic in this matchup, but I need to have characters in order for it to be good. I think I can find it later. Right now I have a good 2, 3, 4, 5. ink, play, and I think I just quest. Do you want to trade Captain Hook for a Royal Guard? I'm happy with that. Like, the way I think about it is strength is the biggest problem. So I rather them not have access to enough cards to be able to strength some of my big threats. All right, we'll ink the Palace Guard, play the Sisu, and pass. This position seems bad. Like, the red cards always just line up so poorly against the steel cards. And here's the question. Is it worth trading the Sisu for the GG? The thing I need to know is, can they get it low enough? So this is at least a 2-4. So they would need to play ink and play 2 cards. No, not worth it. Not worth giving them access to that. If they inked and then played 2 cards, it's still big enough to trade. Yeah, I think the quest might have been worth it. The thing is, if one of those 2 cards ends up being a strength, so they end up strengthening the Lumiere, play a 1-drop, then the GG can take out the Sisu. So all they need to do is ink, strength, play 1-drop. Then I've lost Lumiere and Sisu, and I'm not feeling great. So I ink this beast, play this Elsa, and I have to decide what I want to get rid of. So the GG trade seems good. And pass. Because right now I still threaten to draw 2 cards off of Dumbo plus Elsa. So I want to put them in a spot where they feel like if they end up playing Elsa here to deal with my Dumbo, I'm totally cool with that. Because they need to swing both characters into it, and the Dumbo survives, and then I'm winning on this front. So now I ink, play. So here's the question. Do I want to get rid of the Elsa, or do I want to get rid of the Calhoun? I'll get rid of the Elsa just because of Cheshire Cat, and we'll pass. I was thinking, oh, I could get rid of the Calhoun because I have the Lumiere, but Cheshire Cat's a problem. Cheshire Cat makes things scarier. Demona. So then now I get to play Elsa. We play Elsa. we'll go ahead and challenge. I'll go ahead and play this quest and pass. And this library is going to be pretty awesome. And anything that they play that has only 2 power, we can then play the horseman to take it out, and then our Demona can take out their Demona without us losing our Demona. So this is putting us in a pretty good spot. So whenever we have time like this, we can think about like what's in our opponent's hand. The thing about purple steel and red purple is they're both decks that are just like curve oriented. Angel definitely makes things very, very difficult. I discard Mulan to take care of one of our Elsas into Dock. Alright. I mean, honestly, I would take another Demona. So if I play this Headless Horseman, then my Demona can take out their Demona. And honestly, still not in a great spot. I could play the library, move the palace guard there. I like that idea. So swing both of these guys in. Yeah, that's the move. Play. Move. Challenge. Draw. Great draw. Challenge. Move. Move. Quest. I think I'm getting rid of. It's between Demona and Dumbo. 9 is pretty far away. Yeah, I think I'm getting rid of this. And they're both at the library. Pass. Another Demona. Surprise, surprise. But guess what? We got the Beast, which we can play, move into the library, and then we can challenge. We can take out the Dock or the Angel. I will draw. I'll draw again. Okay. Interesting position that we're in. I think we're definitely playing this. The question is, are we moving it over? And I think that the move over makes sense because then we can play the Christopher Robin, play the Headless Horseman on the Captain Hook. Yep. Play. Move. Challenge. Ink. Play. And pass. That was fun. The Beast is so much fun. I guess not as fun as the Dock. I love this card. Alright, that's fine. Uh, so I like the idea of Demona. So I'm gonna start off there. Ink, keep their Demona exerted, and then this beast can start taking out stuff. This genie was one of the worst cards we could have hit because it is something we can't play. So we wanted something that was either inkable or a 1, 2, or 3. And the chances that we hit the genie was very low. So the third genie was absolutely terrible. But the good news is that we're a bit ahead in the race, and the library is something that is going to have to be dealt with, you know? I love the beast. So good. Question is, what would we like to see from this point? Oh, another Elsa was brutal. Little draw. This is tough. I guess these genies will have to do. I think that was a mistake, but we'll take it. Oh, Demona. So I think Demona here is not the greatest, so we'll continue playing genies. Ooh, Lumiere. That's pretty good. So so I think that I'm going to use Next Stop Olympus to. So I'm gonna get rid of the Royal Guard first. Play the Lumiere. And then challenge this Demona. Gain a lore, and that's all I can do. Nice. That was great. So it's the Genie Wars. Good thing Lumiere. We got Lumiere on our side. I'm gonna let them draw two just because I have this Demona. If they end up hitting the strength, that would be rough. I mean, it would have to be the third strength. So right now we can take out the Christopher Robin and the Elsa, which feels pretty good. Trying to think. Maybe it's worth just playing this Demona and then keep two guys tapped, which would probably be GG and Genie. Take out the Elsa and the Christopher Robin. How do we feel about that situation? And we only end up drawing one card that way. So they can't take out two things on the way back by keeping two things exerted. Alright, so what I could do is play this first on GG and Genie. Ink, play, challenge, challenge, play, and it's a pass. And this library should do work. Oof. So we draw a library. Oh, they played it. What? Which Demona was that? 1, 2, third Demona. And I think I don't know which dock that was. But we are certainly in an interesting position. I think we have to start off with Genie first. We could make an argument for playing Library. Oof, Cheshire Cat. That's what we needed. Move it there, and then we'll go ahead and take this out. And pass. All right, hopefully that puts us in a decent position. Just trying to think whether or not the library was correct. Like, playing the library in that spot is correct. But basically, if I can get them not to take out my Demona, then that's a pretty big win. I'm like also kind of forcing them to play the fourth Demona if they have it to keep my Demona exerted. The other question was, should I quest with the Genie? So it was a very complicated turn, which can honestly go either way. Right? Like, I think that their right play is probably Demona and Mulan, just on board. Demona and Mulan. Oh, I was really hoping there wasn't a Cheshire Cat involved into a third dock. So, I mean, this is not good. This is worst case scenario. I didn't want to see a Cheshire Cat, and I definitely wanted the Demona over Doc if they had either. So this is third Doc and they played three Demonas as well. So I mean, these are games that I think that we're supposed to lose. This is like one of the reasons that red purple I don't think is a better choice than purple steel at any point, just because like the vomit of cards that you can get with purple steel if you draw well with it is too strong, to be honest. It's too strong. And right here I'm just really suffering because of it. Not to mention if they hit anything like strength or anything like that, puts us in a really bad spot. So they get to move the damage, take out our Lumiere, and we're in a terrible, terrible spot. Yep, the strength makes it way worse. Them not taking out the library is interesting. I think I just have to play this Dumbo and draw some cards. We'll start there. Even though it's less lore, I need the cards. That is a good card to hit. So I think I play this. And it's between the Demona and the Cheshire Cat, and I think I picked the Cheshire Cat. The other question, and the other question, I mean, the other choice would have been Genie. But the moment they draw an Elsa, it just puts me in a really bad spot. Gave me two cards. Cool. The question here is, what are we doing with our stuff? So I think I'm playing this, inking this, and moving the Dumbo. Yes. Because I think the Royal Guard does a better job at slowing their clock down, because their clock is really fast. That's not good. It's the third Genie. I mean, we're just in bad territory. We're at 10, they're at 4. That's, and we have more ink. So the major thing that we're looking for is our fourth Demona, and or they never come back. I think they never come back would put us in such a commanding position. How's this gonna go? Sweet, as expected. Oh, that was such a good draw. Because now they can take out. Oh my god, that's so unlucky. Alright, we gotta hold on. I mean, if we pull off this game, anything can happen. We can still win this match, but it's gonna be very difficult. So in this particular situation, I can take out the genie. Oof, that makes things more interesting. So let's say I play. I can't draw cards. That's an issue. But we gotta just play this. Hit this. That's the start. Then we can play Cheshire Cat. Boom, boom. Take out that. So, yeah. Play. Challenge. Boost. Okay. And this thing. Then this thing. And then play this. And pass. I made a mistake there. I should have used the Royal Guard to take out the Christopher Robin first, so then the genie could take out the genie could take out the genie without having to move the damage. So then I could move the damage onto the Mulan, and then like I actually think the Royal Guard could have gone big enough to take out the Demona instead of the Hades, so I end up in a better position. The main reason why this ends up being better is because the Cheshire Cat cannot now hit the Hades and move the damage over to take out the Headless Horseman. That's the only main difference in our situation. The Horseman was an absolutely fantastic draw there, puts us right back into the game. I think that was our second Horseman. Honestly, surprised we didn't draw them earlier. Oof. All right, thank God it wasn't another Demona. So cool with everything. They definitely have to take out our Royal Guard here, otherwise the game is over. But to be able to come, it seems as though to be able to come out on top in this game is, I mean, incredible. I can't believe it. I mean, I have to thank the Beast and Next Stop Olympus. We'll play it. I'm trying to think. I think I'm supposed to quest with this. And not quest with this and pass. And I'm not supposed to use my Cheshire Cat's ability. That's for sure. Nice. Thank God. Fourth genie, fourth dog, fourth. There's a lot of things that was not looking good. Cool. So 16, 18, 20. Oh, quest, and quest. All right, on to game 3. So I have a 1-drop, I have a 2-drop, I have a 3-drop. I don't have a 4-drop. We can think of the library as a 4-drop. They never come back isn't bad. I would really love to find a 4-drop. I honestly don't mind keeping everything else. I think I'm getting rid of. I'm on the draw, so I'm thinking I'm gonna get rid of They Never Come Back and the library, hoping to find another 3 or 4 drop, and I want to keep the rest. Found the 4 drop. Ready. Yep, feeling pretty good about the hand, but this matchup is so rough. If Earl just goes 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, 4 drop, we're in a problematic position. I really think Cheshire Cat is the bee's knees in the matchup, and I think that Dumbo could be a little slow, so we're gonna ink that and play and pass. The next turn, we definitely want to play the Lumiere, but we like all the cards in our hand, so we would prefer not to get rid of any of them. Alright, we're getting rid of Demona, play the Lumiere, and pass. Elsa, Strength. Interesting. Happy about that. Ink the Christopher Robin right away. Play the Cheshire Cat, and that should put a hold on everything that's going on. Drawing all these Demonas kind of at the wrong time. I really think I have to get rid of the Demonas. Yep, goodbye Demona. That's not bad. Pass. We're in a pretty bad problem if Earl has the second strength, right? If he plays another character, sings the strength, we're in kind of a weird spot. But if he chooses a Cheshire Cat, then our genie can take out their genie. Yeah. Second genie, rough. What we really want to see is our horsemans, which we haven't seen, which is a problem. That was a problem. That was not good for us. Horseman, pretty good. And I think that we just slam the horseman and then continue on our merry way. Ink. And pass. We would love to draw more horsemen. To be honest, more horsemen would be good. Right now, we haven't been able to flip the game. We haven't been able to flip the game. The game is still in Earl's court in the sense that he's gone 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, 4 drop, 4 drop, and then we're in a problematic problem. The only saving grace we have right now is Earl's at 4 ink and we're at 5. So that means that we're likely to be the first person to play Demona, but we don't want to waste some of our cards like Hades, you know? So we got to just keep inking. We got to keep inking and make sure we take that advantage all the way through, and maybe we can win this game and beat our bad matchup. It's tough. It's tough. One of the reasons why I won't play red purple at a big tournament. But in testing, you know, I'm trying everything in my power. Trying everything in my power to win. Demona hits the ink, Calhoun, Maybe it's a dock situation. No strength. Rough. That's rough for me. Oh, okay. I see. So in this position, I have some very interesting lines, but I think the straightforward one is play this, target this, and this puts me in a commanding position. Even if they draw Demona, they cannot use it, and so we pass. So they turn anything sideways here, it puts them in a really bad position. And we're gonna slam this, pick the Cheshire Cat, and then quest. We cannot let them take the advantage. And I think I'm going to ink this Demona and pass. Basically, I don't think I'm going to play this Demona. Like, it would need to be such a crazy situation. But this Cheshire Cat plus Dumbo will put me in a good spot. The Giant Cobra is annoying. The situation here is whether or not I want to play both of these. I feel like the answer is I could ink this and play this, or I could wait till next turn and play this, and I could activate this as long as I ink a card. So I think I just wait. They can't play Demona, so not worth it to pass. Okay, I have the perfect card to deal with this. Next stop, Olympus. That's a good start. We'll start off here. Oh, undo. I was trying to use his ability. Nice. Perfect. So I'll go ahead and challenge this. It's time to ink this and pass. Oh, Doc was an incredible draw. As long as they don't find an answer to Dumbo, I think we got this in the bag. Okay, that's problematic. Earl's doing a good job. All right. Not the best spot. The next up, Olympus wouldn't let me pick already chosen character. Yeah, I can choose their character. Oof. Alright, so that's probably going to take out the Royal Guard. And then the GG will probably take out my Dumbo. Alright, not in the perfect spot, but not in the worst spot. Alright, let's start off. Challenge here. Alright, so I can move damage from Hades or Elsa. And pass. I definitely think that Earl should definitely consider inking one just to make Demona a live draw. But that's fine. So if he swings with the angel, then I could just take it out pretty easy. So I play the Elsa on the angel. I could also take this out. So then use this to challenge here. Such an interesting position we're in. We didn't make it so that Cheshire Cat could be good against our board. So basically, at this point, what we're just trying to do is just close out the game. Losing game one was definitely rough, and then game two, I really felt like I was pretty in a pretty bad position. So I guess this angel could take out the palace guard, and then the 2 damage can be moved to the Cheshire Cat, I guess. I don't. I don't know. I mean, the damage off the angel has got to be moved. So I guess if it's on Elsa. Okay, Cheshire Cat makes sense. And then, oh, okay. I wonder if it'll let me target. All right. And pass. This game is still really close. I mean, these docs are extremely good. They're probably gonna just move damage off the Elsa. So 13, 14, 15, 16. As much as I want to wait on that, I think it's right for me to just play it. I mean, they can just move the 2 damage, but it's fine. At least I have a target right now. Just cash it in for some more. I really need to draw some of my big guys for sure. I mean, genies would be nice. Library would have been nice. Dumbo, I mean, would be game over. Yeah, we need to draw just some more stuff in general. Like that's the thing about this deck is like you're behind, you can draw docks, and all of a sudden you're right back in the game. And I feel I don't feel good about, even though I'm ahead in this game, I still don't feel like I'm in that much of a commanding position because the angel and the Cheshire Cat can can turn the game around so quick. Oh, was it Demona? Wow. Okay. their Demona helps me, but honestly gives them a really solid chance at coming back into this game because they can. Wow. They're gonna discard a card. Makes sense. Hmm. Feel like I need to get rid of the Cheshire Cat, so I'll start off there. I just gotta get the lore while I still can. I'm at 17. It's a solid spot to be in. We just gotta close it out. We gotta close it out. We got the cards now that we need. And Earl has definitely used his fair share of strength, so it's very unlikely he's going to be able to deal with these Elsas and Genies, which are all super problematic. There's another Demona. That's scary. So now they can take out my Hades. Oh, they hit the Thunderbolt. That's really not good. Demona has to hit the Hades, and then Cheshire Quest. They go to 7. Me hitting the Demona, is that good or bad? It's gotta be positive. I think I may still play the Demona, so I'll start off with the Genie. Ooh, that makes things super interesting. Do I just deal with their board or do I just quest? I feel like just questing makes the most sense to me. Yeah, I will ink this and I will play the Demona to keep 2 Demonas exerted. Pass. Still very hard for them to deal with my board. Yeah, I'm saying to them, like, you gotta deal with everything. 19 means that an Elsa is lethal, so you gotta. I mean, I know that 3 strengths have been used, 3 thunderbolts have been used. No, 4 thunderbolts have been used. So the chances of being able to deal with all of this is so slim. I honestly can't think of very many ways. And we got it. And we got it done. Really tough match. Yeah, just absolutely happy to get it done. Really, really, really hard matchup, and Earl played it well. I feel like there was a couple of things that he could have done differently, but I don't think it would have changed the big picture. But great testing session, and yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.